everybody, thanks for joining. Just doing a card pull for this upcoming week, February 5th, Monday to Monday. Just already set circle and called in the ancestors and awakening the spirits of the archetypes. And just asking for the archetypes that are most beneficial for us to be made aware of and to work with during this upcoming week to come forward, make themselves known, and allow us to take in their medicines, to walk with their presence, to hear their whispers, to feel them in our bones and in our heart and in right relation. Not too much, not too little, just right. These cards come up again. It's the dead end. Ba-ba-da-da. I know it looks scary and it's a total mess, and it kind of is. But I also sort of love it. And so I just want to point out that, like, in this card, it's black and white for one. Not all the cards are. And so that right away indicates for me that there is, how do you say it? It's like when there's colors, normally I would read into the chakras that we're going to more focus on. When it's black and white like this, especially with the energy of this card, the dead end, it's so ominous and so snarling that it feels like a black hole, right? And you've got that hand up that's just like, I can't take any more. I don't think I can even move. You know what I mean? Like, I was chasing this thing and I was sniffing away and I got stuck in the branches and now I can't move forward. I can't move backward. There's thorns everywhere. It hurts. Like, I literally just have to sit here and give up. You know, I can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. F off. This is where I live now. And I think that, like, it makes sense. The energies have been really intense. I just want to say, like, for the last 4 years, but then I'm also just going to reel it into, like, the last 2 months and then reel it in again for, like, the last 2 weeks. And right now, like, it's intense. We've got Pluto changing signs, which as a collective soul is a really, 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 really big deal. Really big deal. As a collective unit, as a collective soul, our gravity point is shifting. So Pluto changes signs approximately every 20 years. And then in addition to that, next time it will be in the sign will be approximately another 250 years from now. And so these are really big cycles that we are finishing and we are initiating. And Pluto is god of the underworld. And this looks like an underworld situation here. And what I mean by that is when we're in the underworld, well, the another name for the underworld is hell. Being stuck, being dead, dealing with your shadows, dealing with secrets, abandonment, loss, betrayal, dark night of the soul. It's not super appealing when you list all those words off, but at the same time, through tension, through dark night of the soul, we are, how do you say, like the darkening and alchemy, and then our soul is sort of refined and refurbished and polished. That's where the gem comes from, is through the volatility of the darkness, right? Gems are found deep in the earth where there is pressure, time, tension, extreme, how do you say, like, I don't want to say chemicals, but it's an extreme environment, right? Like, not a lot of living things can exist down there. And that is where these things like diamonds and sapphires are made, right? And this is true of our own soul. And so wherever Pluto is in your chart is an indicator of the gravity point. It's called the seat of your soul in evolutionary astrology. It's basically the representation of the majority of the themes that your life has, like your soul has come here to learn through the multitudes of reincarnations. But as a collective soul, because just like I am a drop in the ocean, we are all part of that ocean. And so we have a collective memory, we have a collective mission, we have a collective evolution, we have a collective soul. And Soul, being represented by Pluto, is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. So it's a really, really big deal. I'm sure you've heard about it a lot. If you want to know more, please tell me and I will help you understand it. Hopefully, I'm a little wordy right now, but that's okay. I get excited and I jump around. But what about the dead end? Well, part of this is we have to slough off the structures that are constricting and restricting us. But it also means that we're moving into a space that is unknown at this time, and that's very uncomfortable, right? And so before there's an yes in moving forward, we're kind of sitting in this cocoon like goo of like, am I coming? Am I going? Am I alive? Am I dead? Like, where are we going? It's really scary. There's going to be a lot of revolution. Aquarius, maybe I'll make a video. It was requested about what it means to go from Pluto and Capricorn to Aquarius. That's not what this video is about. I'm pulling a card for this upcoming week, and I should have looked at the astrology for this upcoming week, but I did not, and that's okay. But what is the medicine bundle in this card, right? Because so far it's just like, I don't want to go there. But the beautiful thing that I'm inviting you to consider is that in this space, we get to prune, okay? You're stuck in a thorn bush. What have you got on you? You know, do you have a pair of scissors? Do you have a knife? Do you have like whatever that you can start pruning those bushes and get yourself out of there? Or is it even a bush? You know what I mean? Like, is this brambles or is it actually a bird nest? Is it a bird nest representing the structures that you've put in place and the things that you've agreed to? Maybe you've over committed to things, right? Like if each one of these branches or strands is a commitment or a contract, Capricorn, that you have made, maybe it's time to disassemble some of those things so that you can build from the bottom back up again and be more taking accountability for what you're inviting into your life and the structures that you want to create, so it's not such a giant mess, right? And so part of that is cord cutting your contracts, right? And along that idea of being in kind of a bird's nest right here, again, I hope you see where I'm going with that. It's like the idea of a bird's nest. This kind of card reminds me of a nest represents your home and what is safe for you, right? So what are the emotional coping mechanisms that you have in place right now that are maybe creating stuckness, resistance, being an obstacle? Maybe you're smoking a little too much weed. Maybe you're, eating a little too much food. Maybe you're having a little too much sex to avoid your feelings. And the potency and the medicine of this time right now is to feel your effing feelings. There's a tarot card reader that I subscribe to that I love, who is at Cancer Moon Tarot, and he often says, you gotta feel to heal, and I love that. So part of this dead end card, like, it doesn't have to be like, boom, blocked, I'm trying to get somewhere. Because actually all the planets right now are stationed, not stationed, no planets are in retrograde until beginning in March, I think it is. Beginning of April's April Fools? Anyway, so for the next 2 months, we have a lot of direct forward motion, which is really great. But I still want to encourage you that even though you've got forward momentum going, it's important to take a break, and some of us get into these patterns where it's just like go, do, consume. And it creates the safety structure for us, or like a false safety structure for us, false value, false identity, right? Until you're just like on this wheel, this grind of this, and actually trapped in your life. And so it's a good time to like sit down, like, oh man, I got blocked. Maybe I need to sit down and take a rest, right? So that I consider how to get myself out of this maze and what, like maybe I can disassemble some of this so like I'm not actually trapped, right? And so, yeah, that bird's nest being your comfort zone, what brings you safety. Maybe it's your home structures. Maybe it's your emotional entanglement, right? Maybe you need to do a self-help book. Like, I don't know what it is for you. Whatever it is, you make it work for you. I'm just spouting ideas off. But the idea is that when we have a dead end, it's a pause. It's a pause. It is a stop what you're doing and reassess, because you are transforming right now. You are shedding your snakeskin and you are vulnerable and you are manifesting and attracting and growing into something new. So what are you calling forward? Take this opportunity. You are dying right now and it is to your benefit. It is so that you can be raised up onto your throne, in your royalty, in your power. That is what Pluto does, is we go through the underworld and we get expressed and refined as these gems so that you can take your seat of power. And that's what the 8th house also rules, is power dynamics, deep intimacy with self and others. So that it's like, yeah, man, I've gone through the bottom. I've gone through the depths. I've excavated what I've needed to excavate. And I have sifted and sorted and taken accountability for what is mine, left what is not mine. And I've allowed myself to be stripped of the things that I thought I knew, I think I was, I thought I needed, and allowed myself to instead be the bare bones and grow those soul bones so that I have more integrity, awareness, and like weight and effectiveness with every step, every breath that I am taking, every decision that I am carrying forward into this next space. And it's not only this year, it's the next 20 years, it's the next 250 years, you know what I mean? And this is all going through our bloodlines and our timelines, our lineage, right? So it's really powerful work. It's powerful work. And so I say support yourself in balanced, healthy ways, please. And feel those feelings. And if you can, it's just like, remember too, like when you put a hand up, you are creating a boundary, and boundaries protect us and keep us safe. It's like, you know what? I've taken enough in right now. That's all the medicine I can handle. I am processing. I am allowed to take a pause. And you can say that to the universe, like, I need merciful, kind, benevolent lessons for me for the next week because I am overloaded. I am overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I'm ensnared like this and I need time to like sort it out and sift through it. So I'm asking for that, please, no more. And you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. And there's a kindness to yourself. And you don't have to say yes to everything, and you don't have to say yes to everyone. That's part of this, medicine bundle there. So just remember, with every death is a rebirth. It's inherent in every breath that we take. We breathe in, there's life. We pause, we allow it to shed. We exhale what no longer serves us. We pause, there's death. We are constantly in this ebb and flow of life and death. Life, renewal, birth, death, dissolving, letting go. And that's inherently part of what this card can represent. So I invite you to consider that as you walk through your week, as you feel blocked or obstacles come up. What is it telling you? What resources do you have in your pocket? Sorry, Oka likes to chime in. And how can this dead end actually bring you life and renewal? So with that, I wish you a blessed week. Bye.